reaching the top. The climb takes us steadily out of the forest. At first, the mountains rise around us like walls, steep, rugged, and densely covered in bush. But as we gain altitude, the vegetation begins to change. The trees become smaller, then disappear altogether, giving way to tussock, flax, and low alpine scrub. And suddenly, the world opens. Up here, the air feels different, cold, crisp, and astonishingly clear. The distance seems sharpened by it. Every ridge, every rock, every blade of tussock appears more defined, beneath a sky of almost impossible blue. Perhaps it is the altitude, perhaps the clean air after leaving the damp forest below, but the colors seem intensified, gold and bronze in the tussock, deep green in the valleys, gray-white rock catching the sunlight, and above it all, that immense, uncompromising blue. The track becomes a thin line etched across the mountainside, the people walking it reduced to tiny figures against the scale of the landscape. Up here, the geology is exposed. Rock faces break through the vegetation. Great boulders lie where gravity has eventually won. These mountains may appear permanent, but they are still being dismantled. Then, almost theatrically, we pass through heaven's door, and beyond it, ridge after ridge stretches towards the horizon, fading from green into blue, then gray. From here, you begin to understand just how folded this part of New Zealand is. There is almost no flat land at all, only mountains falling into valleys, rising again, and continuing seemingly without end. By evening, we have finally stopped climbing. Cloud spills through the valleys below. The ridges become silhouettes. The light softens. A full moon rises into a pale apricot sky. The next morning, the sun, rising somewhere beyond the mountains, catches the underside of the clouds. For a few extraordinary minutes, at the end of one day and the beginning of the next, the entire sky puts on a show. Orange, gold, and crimson hang layer upon layer above the mountains, while ribbons of mist drift silently through the valleys below. After 2 days spent looking mostly at the track in front of our feet, we can finally look outward. Perhaps that is the real reward. From below, the mountains are something you climb. From up here, you begin to understand the immensity of the world they belong to.